Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Today I'm going to have a look at a request. Phil sent us this message saying I wasn't able to solve most of this Sudoku. It would be awesome to see what the solution to it is. So I'm going to have a go at it. He provided the Sudoku here, which is from an iPhone Sudoku app by Finger Arts apparently, and I've loaded it up here into Sudoku. I'm going to see how we get on with it and see if we can provide a bit of a solution. So looking at these fours down the middle, that's the only place for a four in the central box. Just trying to pick off what might be easy to start with. There's a 2 here, it's the only place in that box it can go. 6, 6, 6, looking around, 6s, 2s, 1s, 4, 5, 2, 6. The only 6 in this column has to be there, and that gives us a 6 here. It's quite good work on the 6s. Those 4 boxes clearly contain 2 6s as well. 60 is clearly quite difficult. I mean, we didn't get any clues as to what the difficulty was from the app there and the picture of the Sudoku. That's got to be a 5. That's the only square in that box where that's possible. Now here, the 5 in this box has to be in the bottom row. So the 5 in this box has to be in the top row, and that puts it there. These can't be a 1. That can't be a 1. That must be a 1. 5, 1, 2, 6, that gives us that 1 as well. And that's quite interesting. These 2 1s mean that the 1 in this box has to be in one of those 2. And these 2 1s put the 1 in this box in column 1 or 2 as well. So the only 1 in column 3 must be there now. That gives us a 1 there. We've got a 5 there and there. We've pretty much finished the 5s, I think. 7 in this row must be there. 6, 2, 5, 6, 6, 3, 5. Now it's quite likely that Phil has done all this already, but certainly worth progressing through the steps we can get done at this stage, just to see where we get to. This is quite a powerful combination here, 1, 6 and 7, 5 there, because that means that this 3 has to be in the middle row in this box. So I might make a note of that if I know how the notes work in this app. There we go. So 3 has to be in one of those 2 boxes. What else do I know? I know that 6 has to be there, 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 and there. 2 of those are 6s. 1 up here is there, and one of those 2. 2, interestingly, is either there or there. And in this box, it's in column 1. This box, it's in column 4, but it could be any of them. The 9, the only space in this cell, in this box for a 9 is there. And that's interesting. That now means that a 9 is in one of these 3. And in fact, what we've now proved is that 2, 3, and 9 have to be in those 3 cells in some order. And that's going to mean that these other ones are 8 and 4. So that's probably quite a useful find that we've done there. That fixes the 1, for instance. These ones are 6 and 3 now. 2, 6, 5. One of these 2 is a 4, but we don't know which one. 5, 3, 8, 4, 7, 6. Yeah, that was a useful triple, that 3, 2, 9 in the row. I think that should help us going forward. These 2 cells are 8 and 7. Now that's not a very powerful combination when they're not even in the same row or column, but may still be useful at some point. There's no 1 4 in the bottom boxes and no 8s or 3s at all. This has to be a 2 because we've only got 2 and 9 to fill in down this column. And that fixes the 2 and the 3. 3, 1, 6. One of these two is a 7. 6, 2, 5. One of these two is a 3, and that's useful because the 3 also has to be in row 8 or 9 here. So one of these two is a 3. Doesn't actually help straight away, but I have a feeling that'll be useful at some point. Oh, we've got the 1 fixed up there, that's good. 6, 9, 5, still not sure about the 2. 4, 1, 9, 2, 5, 6, no. Right, where are we going from here? 3 is in one of these 2 boxes, as I say. May not be immediately helpful. The only 3 in this column now has to be here. Okay, because the 3 in those 2 boxes makes it in column 1 or 2, just as it is down here. 7 there. 6, 2, 5, 7. This is proving a bit sticky towards the end. You normally hope about this point it's starting to get a bit easier, but this one isn't. It's starting to get harder instead. 2 here is in one of those 2, but I'm not sure if that's helping us. Now that is helping us. Look at these 9s. There's a 9 there and a 9 there. And that means that in this box, 9, 2, and 6 form a triple. So because those 2 are 9, 2, and 6, 7, 8, and 3 are in the other 3 cells. So I'm going to fill them all in with 3, 7, and 8. That may not be immediately helpful, but what it does show, we've got 7 in row 1 or 2 there, and in row 1 or 2 there. So the 7 here is in row 3. I was going to say just as it is down there, but that's not right. So up to this point, I'd had a decent solve of a tricky puzzle, but that was where I kind of just failed to progress. And I spent a long time looking for a logical way through. What I'd do on paper, what I proved I could do on paper actually, was to make some decision about a number in a different coloured pencil mark, bifurcation technique, follow that through to see where it got me to. And then when that went wrong, I could go back and correct the original plan and have a working way to do it. Now, what you could do logically here, and this would be pretty impressive if you could see this, you could just about follow this in your head. Now, these 2 3s, oops, sorry, what I was trying to do, these 2 3 possibilities in this box here, let's choose one of them to be a 3. Let's choose this one to be a 3. Now that means that the 3 in this triple up here has to be in this cell. That means the 3 in this pair has to be in this cell in the top corner. That pushes the 2 down to there. And in this box, that pushes the 2 up to this cell here. Now, the alternative placement of the 3 down here puts it there. That puts the 3, that should have the 3 in. That puts the 3 in these 2 in this cell. That puts the 6 here. That puts a 6 here. And that also puts a 2 in this cell. So either way you place the 3 down here, fairly quickly you end up with a 2 up here. Now, that is one way you could advance at this point, and it's not easy to see. If you did actually practice that, you might go a lot further than those 3s and 2s in that path. But if you can spot it, that gives you that too. And from there on, that starts solving the puzzle much more happily than other ways. Now, I'd be fascinated to know if there's a better way to advance logically at that point. There may well be. I'm not I didn't spot it. This is the kind of logical way that I spotted that you could advance from there. It's not easy. Let's not beat around the bush. There's not a simple way of advancing, and that's why it's a difficult puzzle, and I'm sure that's why Phil's recommended it to us, and a very interesting puzzle indeed, thanks to Phil. And filling is indeed what I'm doing now, because the puzzle has been rendered pretty much toothless once you've made that breakthrough. But there was quite a lot to do even before then, and there was certainly quite a lot to do after, or quite a lot to do to get through that point. So a very interesting puzzle in my view. As I say, I'd be very interested to know in the comments whether you have some better way to advance from the tricky point there, because we can all learn from each other, I think, on this forum, and it's one of the beauties of the internet that it allows us to collaborate in this way. So here we go, just finishing off, I hope. Try to put 0 in there, that's not very bright. So thank you for watching. That shared possibility technique is one way of getting through some tricky jams, and certainly worth noting that if two different placements of a number lead to the same placement of another number somewhere else, then that's progress, as long as those are the only two possible placements. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you again on Crack the Cryptic.